set up to run another live stream here. Just got my trailer loaded in Sherman, Texas. I'm in Denison, Texas right now. Figured I'd take you guys through a CAT scale here, weigh my trailer, make sure my axle weights are right. Pretty sure I'm not overweight on the gross. Should be, I'm going to estimate about 75 to 76,000 total gross. I'm allowed 80,000 gross altogether. 12,000 on my steer axles, 34,000 on my drive axles, and 34,000 on my trailer axles. I think I got my tandem slid just right. Let me get my text-to-speech program up and running here. And we'll go weigh this trailer and get back on the road, hopefully. All right, got that connected. Let's get that up. All right, 74,300 goes, 32,680 on the drive, 29,880 on my trailer. We're good to go. Let's get on the road.
Turn right.
Get on out of here. So we're going to get back on US Route 75 heading north. We'll be crossing into Oklahoma pretty quickly once we get on the highway here. We'll have a scale house pretty much immediately after we cross the state line. Currently on my way to Ottawa, Kansas. Deliver some today. My hours. I don't really want to get them down that low, so I do have a window, dropping hooks. So.
Texas 91 North.
All right, that car's turning right there. Let's get out of here.
0.1 mile ahead. Take route.
The United States, been driving a truck for picked this load up in Sherman, Texas, which is about 10. Run this trip out. So, all right. Well, maybe my signal is 100%. Should have major signal issues on the route I'm running. Stop, see what happens here. Apologize if it does. All right, this is not going well so far with the signal, apparently. So, 2 miles away here, getting ready to cross over into Oklahoma. This might not go well with my signal on the stream, so apologize in advance if it ends up being no good. Currently in Texas, crossing into Oklahoma right now. Got a weigh station coming up here, hoping it's closed. Can't remember if they have pre-pass on this one to get a green light, bypass the weigh station. I did just weigh my truck and trailer. I knew we were going to have a scale house here. 41,500 in the box. Only come out to 74,300 gross. Was all good on my trailer and drive axles. So, that scale is open. Non-fleet worthy site. So we will have to pull into this weigh station here. Son of a gun. Unless they got weigh in motion. See if the sign says after the open sign here. truck bypass way station. Heck yeah. I was not expecting that. Woohoo. Maybe my day is going to turn around. It's been a pretty crappy morning so far. I ran 2 GPSs over to my
Perry GG2 Sai says, where you going? Perry GG2 Sai says, where you going?
I am on my way to Ottawa, Kansas. And looks like that cop wanted to make a move there.
Perry GG2 Sai says, thanks. Perry GG2 Sai says, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. For some reason, my text-to-speech is going to repeat everything twice. All right, this guy's going to let me over here. Thank you very much. So yeah, I had to go do a live load, bump a dock, and have a load this morning. And boy, did I have a lot of trouble finding a place. My truck routing GPS, which has all the proper route solutions, apparently was about 7 miles off. All right, car, what the heck? 70-mile-an-hour speed limit here. I got a car in front of me going 60, going 59. All right. It's just going to be one of them days, apparently. Yeah, I got all twisted up, made a wrong turn. Then my GPS was off by 7 miles.
Perry GG2 Sai says, I will sub. Perry GG2 Sai says, I will sub. Bacon _ primer _ real says, hey. Bacon _ primer _ real says, hey.
What's up, Bacon Primer?
_ primer _ real says, WSP. Bacon _ primer _ real says, WSP.
Morning, Bacon Primer. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, my text-to-speech is apparently repeating everything, so apologies for that. We try to fix it, and last time I tried to do that, it started saying everything 4 times, so.
Bacon _ primer _ real says, I like. Bacon
thanks, Bacon.
primer _ real says, I like. Bacon _ primer _ real says, and sub. Bacon
thank you. Thanks, Bacon.
primer _
Thanks, Bacon. Thanks, Perry, for the subs.
Perry GG2 Sai says, Ronaldo or Messi. Perry GG2 Sai says, Ronaldo or Messi.
Yeah, and I'm not a big soccer or football fan. But I'd probably go with Messi. So I don't know why.
Bacon _ primer _ real says, Ronaldo Sui. Bacon _ primer _ real says, Ronaldo Sui.
All right, so we are firmly in Oklahoma now. Heading on US Route 75 northbound. We're going to take, it's going to join up with 69, 75 and 69 to run together. And then I think I'm going to be taking Route 62 up to into Kansas.
Perry GG2 Sai says, Saiwu. Perry GG2 Sai says, Saiwu.
So we'll be going through Durant, Oklahoma. I think that's our next kind of somewhat major metro here. It's not really major, but a metro area here. They got the Choctaw Casino in Durant. So I've spent a lot of time there over the years. So I did some World Series poker circuit events and used to be my old stomping grounds. I haven't been there in 10 years though. I haven't run these routes in about 10 years. I was here a few months ago, didn't get a chance to stop off and see if anybody I know is still hanging out over there. So one of these days and trips I come through here, I'll be able to do that. So Wait till we get to McAllister. Hopefully the my signal holds up through there. Man, they got some really horrible roads up through there. So most of today's route is going to be on U.S. routes, not interstates. So probably for a couple hours if my signal permits. So I do come on several times a week doing live streams. I do post a lot of other short videos and long videos up. I have a lot of videos to edit right now. I just have not had a chance to do it. Just started at this company a couple weeks ago. The other company I was at was pretty horrible. Well, there's someone probably getting a ticket. So my name's Johnny Dangerously. I'm an over-the-road truck driver in the United States. I've been driving a truck for almost 20 years now. Loving cars pass me, get in front of me, and then slow down. And by love, I mean not love. That's my distance warning there.
Carrie GG2 Sai says hi Johnny. Perry GG2 Sai says hi Johnny.
Hi Perry. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for the subscribes there. I'm trying to build my channel up. Been posting on here for a couple of years, and certainly a lot tougher here than it is on Facebook. But I have a lot more fun on YouTube than I do on Facebook, so it's worth the grind, I think. So I really like when I come on at like 3 a.m. and do a live stream. Sometimes it wasn't possible. It's hard to give much of a heads up.
GG2 Sai says full man. Perry GG2 Sai says full man.
Yeah, it's hard to get much heads up when I do these. Like I tried to put a little message up yesterday that 11 a.m. Central Time today, and I'm on a couple hours early. It's just so hard, so many variables out to gauge how long it's going to take to get loaded and when I might be able to start one of these. So best way to find out when I'm live is to hit the subscribe button, which you guys have already done. Thank you so much. You guys well, that was the Choctaw Casino off to the right, I think, when the signal dropped out there. So to see it, my signal is probably going to be horrible going up through here. I figured I'd give it a shot. I know when I came down from Joplin, Missouri, I ran a live stream one day down from Big Cabin all the way down past Muskogee, and it was pretty miserable the whole time. Appear to be so currently heading US Route 75 northbound. Started this stream in Denison, Texas. I'm gonna head up to Ottawa, Kansas. I'm gonna deliver this trailer in the morning tomorrow. I got my next trip already, and heck, I can't remember the name of the town. I want to say Edgerton, Kansas, picking up, and then I think I'm going to Seymour, Indiana. So I've got a few miles to run. I am in a low hour situation, which is pretty much always the case. I'm allowed to work 70 hours in an 8-day period. On day 9, I get the hours back that I worked 8 days prior. It's called a recap. And since I do run over the road and stay out from anywhere from 4 weeks to 16 weeks at a time. Working, I try to take as few days off as possible. Work that recap. I'm on day 18 right now. 18 days in a row. The longest this year, days in a row I've gone is 45. So did flat run out of hours at that point, had to do a 34-hour restart. Because of that, when I do 34 hours off, it does reset my 70-hour weekly clock. I'm allowed to drive 11 hours a day in a 14-hour period, so if I start at 5 a.m. in the morning, my shift is 100% over no later than 7 p.m. at night. And if I start at 6 in the morning, no later than 8 p.m. at night, vice versa. And I can drive 11 hours out of that 14-hour block there. So a lot of times when I'm in a dock getting loaded, I'm back in the sleeper berth portion of my truck, so I do not run on duty hours for that. That's how I save some hours back and everything. So where is everyone at? Who's watching today? In the U.S., what state? Might have lost my text to speech here for some reason. Dang it. Hello, South Carolina. Welcome to the live stream. England. Hello, good morning, or good evening, maybe. Not 100% sure on that. Yeah, the signal is probably going to be glitchy.
5N says, good morning, John.
Hey, what's up, Rick? Welcome back, man. Trying to. This might have been a bad idea today. So I just left Texas, crossed into Oklahoma here. And it's been in and out at least a half a dozen times, and I've probably been running this for about 20 minutes now or so, and hopefully it'll hang in there. I did from
Garage Sonar 001 says hi. Harry GG2 Sai says Basildon, my town.
Pruth, what's up, buddy? Long time no speak, man.
Martinel Deloge 903 says cross against the fire zone of Texas. Rick Martin E5 says I heard Dolly Parton left Miley Cyrus, which is her goddaughter, of course, stayed in her will.
Oh my gosh, really? Wow. I'm gonna have to fact check that, because Miley's pretty well off. And I know Dolly, huge philanthropist. I mean, she donated a lot of money, and quietly too. She didn't get a lot of, accolades for it, really. While she was doing it. But you want to talk about a great human being?
Harry GG2 Sai says who your favorite actor.
Oh, I don't have a stone cold favorite actor. I'll have to think about that one for a few to see who my top ones are. I don't get to watch a lot of movies anymore, even when they come out on streaming. I mean, I probably watch with TV shows that I'm interested in, maybe 10 to 15 minutes a week.
903 says I do know it's burned and still going 100k acres hour west of DFW.
Is it really? Wow, I didn't even know that. Well, hopefully I'm out of the danger zone as far as that goes. I know Oklahoma fire issues from time to time. Definitely going through it down here, heat dome or whatever you call it. Monday it was 110 degrees in Dallas, actual temperature. Now right now it's only 81 degrees out. Oh, excuse me. I think it will get up close to 100.
Gary GG25 says, by the way, it is pissing down in England.
Oh, wow.
Rick Norman E5N says, if I had a favorite actor, I guess it would be Clint Eastwood. He's about as big as you can get.
Yeah, there's so many people to choose from all across the different eras and generations. I definitely love Clint Eastwood, so I just watched, what was that movie? Gran Torino. I just watched that again. I love that movie. TV shows is at Clarkson's Farm. Jeremy Clarkson. So they're doing at least season 5 now is how many is out. Season 5 was going to be the last one, but I guess they're doing another one. So definitely looking forward to that.
Gary GG25 says, my favorite actor is Jack Black.
Yeah, I love Jack Black. He's awesome. Pruth, where you been, man? Did you start classes yet?
Brent 4913 says, happy Thursday.
Yep. Happy Thursday. It's been a pretty miserable day for me so far, so I was on my way to go pick this load up and somehow made a wrong turn and then didn't realize it for 15 minutes. So
did you know Clint Eastwood is 96 years old?
Yeah, that dude is old, man. He's up there in the years. But yeah, I somehow turned the wrong way this morning, didn't realize it for 15 or maybe even 20 minutes. And then the address or navigation was 7 miles off. And then they screwed my paycheck up here, short hundreds of dollars. Had to call in and deal with that. It's like, geez, am I gonna get to head towards my destination and all today? Yeah. Well on my way now. But it's been a pretty frustrating morning all in all.
Gary GG25 says, did you know the oldest person living is 107 years old?
I did not know that. That's pretty young too for the oldest person in the world. So I think there was a lot of 112 to 115 years old.
903 says, I hate when that happens. Missed your turn and screw GPS, never get it right.
Yeah, and
Joel Bennett 4467 says, geez, it's 119.
Wow, 119. Oh, smokes. That's some dangerous temperatures for sure. So yeah, the truck navigation I have is supposed to be this super fancy, never wrong type of ordeal. Like my entire routing solution is based on this navigation where like tools are only covered if it's routed the way it is on this navigation. So I mean, this is the route that the company builds,
Joel
the way they want you to go. And
467 says Samsara. Ginger did 4051 says hello, here chilling.
Hi Ginger, welcome to the live stream. Do not have Samsara, Joel. F Samsara.
GG2 size says, it's been raining in England, classic England.
Yeah, I heard it's been, pretty ridiculous over there too. Crazy floods and everything. There's been some bad floods in Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky over here. They had major interstates shut a couple days in a row. So the navigation, Joel, that I use is this Copilot. So I am not, I just started with this company I'm working at a couple weeks ago. I've never used this Copilot. I mean, up until earlier, it seemed to work pretty good. I was using it at all, but I have to change some settings on it or something. When I get off an exit, it gets rid of the arrows, which way I have to point, pointing which direction to turn, and it'll play it through the speakers a couple of seconds before, but a lot of the time I have the audio down on that. I get to the end of an exit and I have no idea which way to freaking turn.
4051 says, Harry, it's been raining a lot here. I'm Central Indiana.
Central Indiana. Is that Indy? I'll be heading to
Harry
Indiana.
Side says, really Jingert of 4051.
Yeah, I'll be picking up a load going to Indiana tomorrow. Probably arrive there Saturday morning-ish. If everything goes as planned, and a lot of times nothing goes as planned out here, so. And they had me going to Oklahoma City yesterday to go there today. And 7 minutes later, they canceled it.
Says I'm outside of Indianapolis.
Oh, cool. Well, what part? What's the city, or what city's near you? If you don't want to disclose your actual city. I run Indiana a lot. I'm hoping to run it a lot less coming up here. I was doing a regional account for a couple of years where I'd run from Ottawa, Illinois to Indiana every day, back to Illinois, then back to Indiana, 3 or 4 deliveries every day, back to Illinois, and then at the end of the week, go back to Ohio. So.
Harry GG2 Side says, who your favorite singer? Ginger Div 4051 says southwest of Indianapolis.
Okay, cool. Big Mom. Yeah, I got to get a lot more familiar with Indiana than I ever wanted to be the past couple of years. So, wow. I forgot to check if Northwest Indiana has their power back on yet.
Ginger Div 4051 says close to the airport.
So I used to deliver to PetSmarts all across Indiana, so that was a regional gig I was at for a couple of years. So
Harry GG2 Side says, who your favorite singer?
Yeah, these are such hard questions to answer because I have so many favorite singers. It's crazy. I like old school, definitely like Johnny Cash. Some bands I like would be The Prodigy. I love a lot of EDM, dance and techno. Used to love Soundgarden, Audio Slave, Chris Cornell.
Harry GG2 Side says is Michael Jackson.
I love Michael Jackson. I love Prince. I used to DJ back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
4051 says north side of Indianapolis or Rich Snob's Law. I'm a simple girl.
Yeah, you must be talking about Westfield. Carmel and Westfield. Yeah, love me some Johnny Cash. I want to try to license his song for his Jive my butt. For some videos I want to make coming up here maybe next year. I'm going to try to do like a daily 3 to 4 minute video covering the beginning, middle, and end of my day every day. I'm trying to do it professionally and everything. And music licensing is so freaking frustrating. It's insane. So I was into DJing, stand-up comedy, filmmaking, and everything when I was out of high school, which is over 30 years ago now.
Martin L.
So
903 says England sucky, at least Wellingborough. I had to port there in my youngerest Navy days, and that all it did was stormed the whole week of my Navy leave.
oh wow.
Ginger Dip 4051 says Carmel, Zionsville Nobles.
Yeah, I know exactly all about it. So some nice houses up there though. What's crazy is I don't know if it was last year or the year before, there was some guy who was selling like counterfeit memorabilia. He'd sold millions of dollars, ripping people off worth of stuff, and they went over to raid his house in a big mansion. Dude just like blows his brains out, kills himself.
Ginger Dip 4051 says YouTube is restricting a lot.
What do you mean restricting? Man, we got some bumpy roads on this US
Harry
75.
Side says, when did you start your channel started?
Well, I started doing the driving stuff about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. And then I went a pretty long period of not posting on YouTube, probably 6 or 8 months where I didn't put anything up. Because, you know, I'm trying to get monetized and build a
Kevin Rouse
following.
8920 says hello from the UK.
Hello UK, welcome to the live stream. So you need, in order to do that, you need like 1,000 subscribers.
4051 says music because of copyrights.
Oh yeah, I thought you were maybe talking about music there. Yeah, music licensing is just crazy. I would even buy licenses because I am monetized on Facebook. And I buy the license, upload the video, and I get hit with like 200 copyright violations immediately.
Martin L. Deloach
I dispute them, win the dispute.
They do England anyway have pretty cool places, houses. It's mostly castles type house.
Yeah, the Cotswolds there, or whatever, where Jeremy Clarkson's at, looks pretty sweet. I don't know if that's near you or even in the same country or whatever over there, but I love Clarkson's Farm. That's all I can say. I used to watch whatever the that car show used to do over there. I watched, probably seen just about every episode of that with him. It was that Jeremy and Brian or whatever. So. But yeah, the music licensing, definitely frustrating. I would pay the license, get hit with these copyright things, dispute them, win a dispute.
Side says, have you ever been to England?
I have never been to England, so, and I really want to visit at some point. So I'm hoping to build up enough of a following online here that maybe one day, like a travel channel producer.
903 says, I am in Texas. But I am a Navy veteran. I've been to many places.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. Thanks for your service, man.
Hello. Also from the UK. How are you? How is everyone?
Hello, UK. I'm doing pretty good. Doing better now. It's been a horrible morning. But now that I'm on here, got some miles to drive and have all of you here to chat with. Things are looking up for today.
Ginger Dip 4051 says YouTube. My understanding is changing requirements first of the year to be able to get monetized.
Yeah, they're at the end of February.
You need a whole bunch of hours.
Yeah, so right now you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours viewed. I think you have until the end of February, and then that goes up to 8,000 hours. And it's like, holy shit, I'll never hit that. So, you know, it's pretty frustrating. I'm trying to push hard the last 6 months here and see if I can. I'm 40% of the way there on subscribers.
And that says Ginger, I've heard that too, making it much harder for anyone to get money. I'm glad I've got no interest in that. Ginger Dip 4051 says I got you. Martinel Deloach 903 says, of course, YT change up the rules again.
Yep, they just make the the barrier for entry a lot more difficult. So, but I've been on here for 2 years doing the truck driving stuff, so I get no credit for the short videos.
I can't believe I'm talking to you, Liv.
Yeah, me too. It's so cool.
903 says, remember days when it was free and anyone could post videos.
Yeah, so I quit posting for like 6 to 8 months on YouTube because I didn't even know, but all the short videos I was posting, all the time that those people spent watching, I did not get credit for against that 4,000 hours. The short videos do not count against it. And I was like, well, shit, if it's not going to count for anything, then I'm just not going to put it up. So I just, quit posting that stuff for about 6 or 8 months, and started doing the live streams last October.
4051 says, I'll try and support. I'm on a few streams already.
Appreciate it, Ginger. Thank you so much. Well, all in all, if it wasn't fun, I wouldn't be doing this at all whatsoever. Everything I do for work, for play, for money, and everything is I gotta have fun and adventure while I'm doing it. So, I mean, money's great at the end of the day. I don't think I'll ever make enough to write home about. But
says, ball video every day.
Oh, it's awesome. I'll have to remember to go through and try to check you out and subscribe to your channel. So, I truly enjoy doing this stuff. I was into filmmaking when I got out of high school, and then kind of got away from it, got into DJing and producing and editing videos.
Yeah, I've subbed, so won't be the only time I'm here. Good to meet everyone too.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Well, climbing a bit of a hill here. I'm not slowed down from it yet. Let me get back over here.
Ginger Dip 4051 says, that's weird, another guy does shorts for the views.
Yeah, so it's they say you do the shorts to get more subscribers, and then the time for the long videos counts towards the 4,000, but no one really watches the long form videos. The time from the live streams counts towards it.
903 says, I old AV boy, that's cool.
Yep. So I had quit posting for that long while. Then I was like, well, Facebook pissed me off. So
one says, real we join together.
But these live streams are super bunch of fun. I mean, come on, I'm talking with people all over the world right now. I mean, how cool is that? So technology is pretty crazy, pretty amazing. So, what I was saying was I was into filmmaking right out of high school, wrote, directed, and produced this little 30-minute short film. I was like 20 years old. So, and the process for making a film is absolutely insane, especially back in them days. You needed this huge $100,000 Avid edit suite. It was just, not anywhere near as easy. So I got into music, engineering, producing, remixing, DJing. So I like to learn new things. I like to do the technical side of things. That's why you don't really see me on camera too much. I prefer to be behind the scenes for the most part, but love the editing, music, and all that. And so I got away from the filmmaking because, I mean, geez, oh man, making that movie was about one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And I was like, well, F that, I'm just going to turn my life into a movie. And then
Real honest Matt says you had quite a career, fella. Nice one.
It's all about experiences, man, fun and adventure. It's always been what my emphasis has been on. I don't have any kids, so that's made it a lot easier, but that's pretty much. Always thought I would have kids, but I'm really glad I didn't, because I probably would have screwed their lives up entirely.
Ginger Dip 4051 says, real I don't stream, it's okay, I'm here to support the ones I feel are good people, from trucking to nature to food and music.
That's awesome,
A
Ginger.
variety
You're an
of.
awesome human being. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm, I consider myself to be a pretty good dude too, so I try to, be nice while I'm driving trucks.
Gary
So every once in a while I do lose my mind,
says
but
Michael Jackson hee. Martinel Deloach 903 says probably have kids, just don't know.
maybe. I'd be pissed off if I didn't know though. I really would. But yeah, so it's been pretty colorful existence so far. So
Ginger
I don't think I'll ever make enough money on the social.
Says I have a 7-year-old daughter.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love kids. So fortunately, I got a niece and nephew to dote on. They're both teenagers now. So, but I kind of have my shits and giggles with them to make up for not having my own kids.
903 says I would too.
But it'd be nice to get monetized on YouTube. I do have a lot of expensive equipment. I love buying, cameras and editing stuff and microphones, and so it'd be nice to recoup some of those expenses at some point. Which I am monetized on Facebook, so it's not completely horrible. But I do want to do this like daily video thing. It's really tough because I'm pretty much a one-man operation, and trying to film and edit. Run 5 or 6 cameras, download, edit, and post a 3 to 5 minute video covering every part of my day might be a little too ambitious, but I'm trying to work the bugs out for that. But I almost have to be monetized on YouTube in order to do that because tremendous amount of work. And I already work 12 to 14 hours a day with the truck driving side of things. So, and if I get some money coming in, maybe I can hire someone to help out with some of the stuff at some point as well. So, but I love sharing what I do with everyone. This guy just pull on right out
Gary
there.
GG2 Sai says what your favorite animal. Ginger Diff 4051 says oops 17 years old, not 7.
Turtles. I like turtles. Oh, okay. So you that's the only kid you have is a 17-year-old, Ginger? You're almost done. You're almost there. You're almost to the finish line. Unless you got to pay for college. then your nightmares are just beginning. All right. Ooh, I should have gotten that left lane. This is a lot of traffic in the right lane here.
Martinel Deloach 903 says I like the candy turtles law. Gary G.
Yeah, me too.
Side says okay, I love turtles.
So I have a video from yesterday. There's a turtle crossing the road, drifting 68 miles an hour. I don't know why I see so many turtles trying to cross roads out here. It doesn't make any sense. It's like not any water anywhere nearby where these turtles are at.
903 says award that before 100K build college. Ginger Dip 4051 says yes, one and only she is preparing for college.
Yeah, wow. Well, hopefully she gets some scholarships. So yeah, if you guys wanted to check out the film I made, it's if you go to my videos section, scroll all the way back. I think I posted it in 2014. Look at this idiot. Yeah, don't even put your hands up at me. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
4051 says my sister used to collect turtles.
Yeah, I had turtles when I was a kid. My mom would never let me have a dog because she's like, was fairly certain that she would be the one walking it every day and taking it out. And instead of us.
Gary GG2 Sai says I'm going
probably
to
wasn't
year
wrong.
6 and 8 days law.
Oh, cool. Oh, right. I think we're in Atoka, Oklahoma right now.
Martin L. DeLoach 903 says especially if you go pre-med, or hit MIT and go Navy like me. High-ass college bill.
Dang, bro, you're MIT? Oh, I might have announced that wrong.
GingerDip 4051 says I had to stop on the road to let Turtle cross the road. He looked like a dinosaur. I forgot the name of it, but it was huge.
Wow, yeah, most of the ones I see are pretty small. The one yesterday, I was able to
Gary GG
not run him over, but
your favorite YouTuber.
I do follow a truck driver on here called Joey Whispers, so he's got an awesome live stream, that guy does. Not trying to send you guys away from me, but his is like super professionally done. I think he's got like 500,000 subscribers or something too, though. He's got a whole team of people, I think, helping moderate and do all that. So.
903 says they still taking a good chunk of my Navy pension dang college.
Oh, wow. Martin, did you retire pension? Sounds like you probably did.
GingerDip 4051 says Joey is fun.
Yeah, he's got a great live stream, man. I love it. So, I was following him on Facebook. Didn't even know he had a YouTube. There was another woman that came on and told me about that. And I was like, oh, wow, I got to check it out. And I did. And I was blown away by how professional his live stream is. And, yeah.
Dubstack 420 says your movie is unrealistic. The intruder is a white dude. GingerDip 4051 says I don't mod him. I got a t-shirt I ordered from Joey.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm hoping to run into him sometime out in Jersey. Yeah, so it'd be nice to have a beer with him at some point. So he's a super cool dude. So yeah, there's some other unrealistic things that if you watch that whole movie. So
you do anything on YouTube, but not diving. I'm just asking.
I like I said, I did post my short film up there years and years ago.
I have a hat from Joey.
Hey, what's up, Lane?
420 says lol. I am just playing haha. GingerDip 4051 says lame. Martin L. DeLoach 903 says I did 7 years Navy, then quit and played paramedic, firefighter for the local hospital and fire station for 15 years, then quit that.
Wow, awesome, bro. Well, thanks for your service. Boy, bet you got some stories to tell. I had some fun and adventure right there. I took my ASVABs twice, once when I was 17, again when I was 29, and for the Army, and
B1D says
never had to balls to sign the paperwork. Man, I've talked to all my buddies and other guys.
2682 says it's that South Jersey. Jerry G.
I feel like I missed some great experiences by not going. Yeah, I mean, USA's cool. So I've been driving truck for almost 20 years now, so I've been traveling, the entire country, the majority of that time, half the country for a number of years out of that, and Man, it's really great over here.
Side says, what is it like USA? Tony Rosales B1D says, no wonder they never have a reason is why they wreck.
So USA's pretty great, man. So much to do, so much to see everywhere. Even though I've been to so many places over the years, like everywhere I go, when I do get to get out and about and visit some local landmarks and check out the local scenery, like everywhere I go, it's just a little bit different than anywhere else I've ever been. The people are just a little bit different. I mean, you got all the Walmarts, McDonald's, and shit that's all the same, but yeah, it's just we got an amazing country, man. So. Crazy times we're living in now.
West Bay 2682 says it's at 295 north. Ginger Dip 4051 says USA has many beautiful areas. Muhammad Rivski Vijaya J1Y says good night from Indonesia.
Oh,
Terry
hello Indonesia.
Says when are you in your destination?
I'll probably make my delivery sometime tomorrow.
4051 says I like Kentucky and Tennessee.
Oh yeah, definitely some great outdoor stuff to do in Kentucky and Tennessee.
4051 says in Alabama.
Alabama's beautiful, so I've been down there quite a bit earlier this year, so got to take some back routing and stuff there. It's amazing, beautiful it is down there. A lot of lakes and rivers and Kentucky, Tennessee outdoor stuff. Great. I've never done the bourbon trail. I'm a huge bourbon fan. I've never got a chance to do that bourbon trail. So one of these years, I'll be hitting that up for sure. But yeah, so I started.
Do you know that hot dog is made in Germany?
Yeah, I guess I maybe knew a little about that. So we Columbus, Ohio. We got this. It's called Schmitz. It's in German Village sausage house. Oh, so good. Brats and like old world style German brats and everything there. So, all right, get the speed limit back up here. Here we go. All right, wait till we get to McAllister. That's going to be, let's see, it's on the sign here, 37 miles. I think that's where I'll be switching routes out near there. But
Side says, do you know the Land Before Time movie?
Not off the top. It sounds familiar. I was thinking Land of the Lost, but I don't think that's what you're talking about.
Martin L. DeLoach 903 says Alabama. Mobile we build destroy ships for Navy. Only reason I know this I had to play upside down welding the hull together at one point in my life.
Yeah, I know they got some shipyards down there. I think a day and a half I had to get some repairs on my owner-op truck years ago, and the hotel I was at had a bar, so we were out shooting pool, drinking, and I ran into a bunch of guys that work at the shipyard, and they're telling me some stories about it. Sounds pretty sweet, man. I think that's I don't think there are too many shipyards in the U.S. anymore.
Ginger Dip 4051 says Martin been way many years but been to Mobile. Harry GG2 Side says what countries you been to? Ginger Dip 4051 says my relatives in Jasper.
So we go through McAllister. There's some pretty bumpy roads going through there. Last time I went through, like the one section, like when I talk, it's kind of like that FedEx vibrating chair commercial or whatever. So I'm looking forward to coming up with something funny to say when I'm going over that portion of the road. So.
Harry GG25 says, what country you been to? Martin L. Deloge 903 says, McAllister sucks law.
Yeah, I put a video up a few months ago when I was down here. And
says, relative in Alabama used to make moonshine. I was scared, did not try it law.
truck there, and like legit, you got to worry about being murdered. Go to military checkpoints out there, dirt roads, crazy dangerous. Go to all these different places. Hopefully not get killed when I go there, but you know, I do things dangerously, so I don't really give a shit. So it'd be fun to, you know, go see what other truck drivers have to deal with all over the world, different countries and all that. So one day maybe. So and plus I'll get to travel the world, hopefully on you know, on their dime as well. So I can't even imagine like trying to drive a semi truck and back a semi truck like over in England with the steering wheel on the other side, like on the right side of the vehicle, and backing up that way. Man, I don't even know if I'd be able to adjust for that. It would take some getting used to, that's for sure. Hey, if you're just joining, hit that subscribe button. I do come live stream several times a week whenever I get the chance. Usually can't give much heads up before I get on here. A lot of things have to fall into place, so I usually don't have. It's usually kind of spur of the moment-ish. So, but if you hit the subscribe button, you should be able to see when I'm live or get an alert or whatever. So thank you so much for that. Well, looks like my signal's been at least somewhat holding up. It's hard to tell if it's really any good while I'm driving or not. I do sometimes see the little swirly thing going around, reconnecting or whatever. So when I first started the stream today, it did that about a half dozen times, and I was getting pretty worried that I wasn't really going to end up getting to do one of these today. But extremely grateful I am. So you guys have been so much fun to chat with on here. So signal might be getting worse as we get more north. I know I ran one down from Big Cabin a few months ago, and it was pretty miserable for the whole way. So if it does cut out, see if the signal cooperates anyways. Looks like it just cut out again there. So it may end up dropping out. I should be back on sometime tomorrow afternoon. They already sent me another trip, so I got a load at 10 a.m. Central. I'll be on the road, so maybe noonish or so tomorrow, just in case this one does cut out early. My signal goes bad or whatever, but I'm going to be on here for at least a month. Signal cooperates, so. Looks like my text-to-speech thing cut out. All right, Looks like my text speech was malfunctioning there. Hopefully we got it back now.
GingerDip 4051 says, I have been procrastinating. I need to get myself together and go to a friend's house. Great afternoon. Harry GG2.
Ginger, thanks so much for joining in.
England, stop raining. I'm saying shit. Martin Aldeloach 903 says, it's been fun messing with you, but I gotta roll. I have court duty.
All right, Martin, have a great rest of your day, man. Thanks for joining in. Hopefully we'll chat with you again sometime. All right, if you're just joining in, my name's Johnny Dangerously. I'm an over-the-road truck driver in the United States. Currently heading U.S. Route 75 northbound, just a little bit south of McAlester, Oklahoma. Delivery tomorrow. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do come on here several times a week. Do post a lot of other short videos and long videos as well.
Gary GG2 says, I have to go soon. I got football training in an hour. I'm not leaving yet, but I will soon.
Sounds good, Perry. Thank you so much for joining in. So I'm kind of curious to see what this route I get on is going to be like here. I'm not sure what. I gotta change highways in about 20 miles, which is not what I was thinking it was going to be. All right. Maybe it was. All right. Well, maybe we won't get to go through that section of McAlester that I was talking about. So. Thought I was going to be taking Route 62 over, but 62 would indicate an east-west route, not a north-south. Well, it's showing 62. Maybe this is the
Gary
first section on it.
GG2 says, when are you at your destination?
I'll be delivering sometime tomorrow in the morning. I'm still not sure why. Maybe I'm going to be on 75. This isn't making sense on this routing here. Well, maybe I will be going through. Looks like, I don't know.
Harry GG2 says, tomorrow in the morning, that is a long day.
Yeah, I won't be driving that entire time, so I'll be wrapping up. It's not that long of a trip I'm on, but my weekly hours are really low, and I might run out either before I get there, and when I get there, then I would have to take a day and a half off. I have a lot of hours. I get back at midnight tonight, so I'm going to end up stopping short of there. I'll probably stop probably in 4 or 5 hours. I'll be done for the day. Probably take a long 13-hour break today instead of 10.
Abel Hansen says, hi everyone.
Hey, Abel, what's up, buddy? Hello, hello. Hopefully I'll have some time to edit some of those videos. I got at least 20 videos
Gary
I gotta edit.
GG2 says, what is the toughest thing in your life?
What do you mean, Perry?
Abel Hansen says, hi John.
I don't really have any tough things in my my life, and you know, I've gone through great lengths to keep it that way. So. I like to be chill, relaxed, laid back, fun and adventure. And if anything pops up along the way to interrupt that, I eliminate it quickly. So that would have been the last thing I had to eliminate was the last company I worked for. So it was an absolute nightmarish. Getting ripped off and scammed like crazy. And I ended up just leaving before I even had another job. I've been fortunate enough to have a pretty healthy savings account over the years, so I don't have to put up with shit when I don't feel like putting up with it anymore. And so that was the last thing that kind of interfered with my peace and serenity, and I squashed it quick.
Says, do you like meerkats?
Meerkats. I kind of maybe think I know what those are. I like cats. I like all kinds of cats, so I would say yeah. It's starting to heat up out here now. Got 86 degrees on it, so not quite to triple digits yet. Hopefully I can make it far enough north before we get up into the high 90-some degrees temperatures, so. Alright. I do have all kinds of technology on this truck. I'm currently driving a 2025 Freightliner Cascadia. It's got about 150,000 miles on it right now. While I don't have a forward-facing company camera or a driver-facing company camera,
do you have a pet?
I do not. Do not have any pets, so. I think the last pet I had was maybe when I was 15 years old, and I had a, what was that called? Like a rainbow fish, like a tropical fish. That was it. And I was barely responsible enough to keep that little thing alive, so. But I do have forward-facing radar on this truck, so I can tell how fast people in front of me are going, the distance feet-wise, the distance seconds-wise. The guy in front of me right now is going 67 miles an hour. But that radar and everything is tied into a truck computer, which is just installed by Freightliner, you know, right on the production line. That monitors over speed, scans the speed limit signs ahead of me.
Brother.
You got it, man. Thank you. So that pretty micromanaged down here.
CQ4B says, where are you headed?
I'm on my way to Ottawa, Kansas.
He says, what do you think of dual-facing cameras?
Yeah, I think they're shit. So a lot of them use you know, biometrics. So it's not just like when you have a hard brake or you're over speed. You know, it's just not when you have, you know, anytime your eyes leave the road, it'll record, send a clip of the recording to your safety guy. Anytime your arm reaches for your coffee or a cigarette, it'll send a clip.
GG2 Sai says, sorry, my phone got battery gone, but likely I have two phones. Hee.
Good deal, good deal. I even have a buddy whose camera is like, if he yawns, he gets like written up. So he's got to like cover his face if he wants to yawn. It's ridiculous. And a lot of these record audio from inside the truck as well. So, absolutely ridiculous. This is what I think about those dual-facing cameras. I'm actually fine with the forward-facing camera. And I don't have a forward-facing camera in my truck. And I actually wish I did. But they only have dual-facings if I wanted them here, and I do not want them, so I do not want that. All right, I think this is Kiowa, maybe. There used to be a guy, cop here. He'd sit in the same place every time I come up and down this route. He'd be there, waiting to pull somebody over. If we're in the place I think we're at, I think that was Kiowa, or maybe that was Savannah. Currently heading in Oklahoma right now. On my way to Ottawa, Kansas. Started this stream down in Denison, Texas. So, right, let's go ahead and change lanes for this truck on the shoulder here. Just a little south of McAllister, Oklahoma right now.
Jennings UHY says hello from Michigan.
Poker. All right, I'm gonna pass this guy in front of me here. Do have a little bit of weight on today. I grossed out at 74,000 pounds total right now. The load I brought over from North Carolina into Texas was, the weight's a total 54,000 gross. So I could get up to speed a lot quicker when I have that little weight on it.
Harry GG2 side says.
Well, we're racing a train over here off to the left. Boy, I bet you that's that might just be some gravel kicked up from a dirt road over there. I thought we had some wildfire smoke kicking.
Harry GG2 side says, do you know Basildon?
I do not know Baffleton. All right, we're really going to put the cell phone signal to the test in about 10 minutes here. So we're going to get even more rural than what we are right now. Got an exit. It's about 8 miles here. That train's going almost as fast as I am, and I'm going 68 miles an hour, so.
Harry GG2 side says, I've been to a zoo yesterday.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we have a great zoo in Columbus, Ohio. What's that guy's name that used to do the Jack Hanna? Jack Hanna used to be, he used to be the main guy at the Columbus Zoo before he retired. So he had TV shows and super, pretty famous in the wildlife world anyway. So.
Harry GG2 side says, when were you born?
1978.
Harry GG2 side says, what place were you born?
Born in Ohio. Trying to collect my personal info to steal my identity. Well, it'd be interesting to see if I remember this route I'm going to be getting on. I'm not sure if I've ever gone this way before, been up through these parts. So even if I have, it's been more than 10 years ago. So it's amazing how much memory recall I have for some of these routes, even though it's been so long since I ran through here. Maybe this was the town that cop used to hang out in. Let's see if he's in the same place or not. Well, speed limit dropping quickly here. By the rate that truck was slowing down next to me, who was just patching me a minute ago, I'm thinking this might be the town that cop hangs out at. Speed trap. Dropping down to 40 miles an hour here. Oh,
Perry GG2 says, when are you at your destination?
I'll get there tomorrow morning sometime. Is that the cop right there? Is that him sitting off to the right? No, I don't think that's him. Used to be off to the left. Oh, is that him up here? Nope, that's not him either. U.S. Army ammunition plant on the next exit. So, kind of weird how they put that on a sign like that. I'm sure it's a very well fortified destination, location. Alright, so I don't think that was the town where the cop would usually be set up at with the speed trap, so I'm going to be exiting in a couple miles. I don't think I'm going to get to go over the really rough section of McAllister. Not that I'm upset I'm not going over Crappy Road, but it was a fun bit of Crappy Road. Cox for sheriff. Sheriff for Cox. All right, I got about less than 2 miles before I change highways here. There's a lot of toll roads on a lot of the different routes I could have took to get up here. This was pretty much the best route from where I was coming from, but I sure wouldn't mind some toll roads. Being approved for some toll roads right now, but I'm not. So we're really going to see, well, I guess that is a toll road I'm getting on. That's pretty weird, huh? Well, if it's on my navigation, it's approved, so it better be. I ain't paying for this shit. So we're going to get on that 375 northbound.
Side says, do you still live in Ohio?
I do.
Carrie GG2 Size says, how is it in Ohio?
I love Ohio. Ohio's great. I think it's one of the best states in the country. Lived there my whole life, but you know, they get a lot of things right. You know, just tax wise, services wise, roads and construction wise. Now, of course, everywhere has some bad areas where the roads are super bad and could be better and this and that, but overall they get things right. I mean, even their state patrol. I mean, I'm a truck driver, right? I shouldn't like cops or the state police, right? Well, wrong. I actually love the Ohio State Patrol. So, one of the best state agencies in the entire country. So, but yeah, I love Ohio. Ohio's awesome. So, hopefully, I will live there my entire life. You can never say never, though. You don't know what the future holds far in the future, but you know, I know what I would like the future to hold. So. All right, we're going to get on this highway here. Not sure how the signal is going to function, how good or bad it's going to be. I'm not very optimistic, though, I can tell you that.
Gary GG2 Size says, how many subs you have?
Almost 400. It was almost 400 before I did this live stream, so not a whole lot. I have 17,000 followers on Facebook, but only 400 subscribers on here. So YouTube's a lot more difficult to build a following or whatever, but it's a lot more fun. I can do a lot more on here than I feel like I could or would want to do on Facebook. So,
Gary GG2, 406 subscribers.
Oh, cool. So I think I picked up 7 more so far from this live stream, which is totally cool. So, yeah. So in order to get even an invitation, in order to invite it to the partner groups on YouTube, you gotta have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of videos watched. The short videos do not count. The time from the short videos that people watch do not count towards that 4,000. So there's a lot of loopholes and gimmicks with that. I'm only at like 1,000 hours, and it's got to be within a 365-day period. So I'll be losing a couple hundred of those.
007 bro.
What's up, Jesus? Welcome back, man. So yeah, I'm just barely over 1,000 hours. I'm gonna lose a couple hundred of those hours in a couple months from live streams I did last year. So, and then in February, the 4,000 hours of viewing watch turns into 8,000 hours.
Jerry GG2 Size says 19 people watch this.
Yep. So every little bit helps. So.
Jerry GG2 Size says now 20.
Oh, cool. Hey, look at that. You got a truck stop right in the middle here. That's pretty cool. Wonder what food they got in there.
Bobby P. Ogresso 2041 says Audi RS4. Hop XV4KP says been to Cleveland, Ohio. Really like the waterfront on Lake Erie.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Cleveland's a cool town there. Lots to do. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You got the Pro Football Hall of Fame maybe 45 minutes south of there, down in Canton, Ohio. I had a McDonald's in there. That's pretty cool. Well, this doesn't look to be too bad of a route here. Hopefully my signal holds up. Gonna run this live stream for maybe another 30 minutes to an hour. Just depends on how good or bad my battery does. That's usually what kind of dictates how long my live streams are at any given point. Is I can't have my charger on while I have my microphone piece plugged in. So I should be back on tomorrow. It'll be right around noonish, 11 to 12ish Central Daylight Time. Tomorrow is an estimate. I was estimating it'd be on at 11 a.m. Central today, and I think I came on about 9:15 or so. So I was a little bit off. So hard to gauge when I'll be able to do these, and I end up shooting myself in the foot when I try to forecast it. A lot of variables.
Harry GG2 Sai says, could you let me know you are making a video tomorrow?
Yep. Yeah, I try to give some kind of an idea, but I should definitely, because I already have a trip on me for tomorrow, it's kind of helps me be able to figure out when I could do one. A lot of times I don't get a trip on me until I make a delivery, and now I really don't know. It's very easy for me to go 2 to 3 days, 4 days without being able to even get on here, because I get a bunch of short trips. I don't get them until really late. It's a little frustrating sometimes, but it's just kind of the nature of the beast. So yes, I can't remember if I've ever been on this route or not. Sure seems like I probably have, but I'm not recalling any of it. It's been more than 10 years if I have. We're going to lose the right lane up here. Got a car that's eventually going to come around me on the left, and I'll get in the other lane here. 2 cars now are going to come around me on the left. So currently on, looks like
Harry
Oklahoma,
GG2
Route
Sai
375
says,
north.
what car do you use?
Yeah, check it out. 80 mile an hour speed limit here. That's pretty sweet. Wish my truck would actually go that fast. I have an SUV right now, so for I want to get a Demon 170 at some point, but they're quite expensive.
Harry GG2 Sai says, what car do you use?
The semi truck I have right now is a Freightliner. Looks like they're pouring some concrete over there, patching up some of the roads. Well, pretty nice day out here. About 87 degrees right now.
Gary GG2 Side says I'm going to year 6 cruise.
Cool. What is year 6? Is that like school?
Gary GG2 Side says yes, cool.
Oh, cool.
W4QLC says W.
What how old are you, Perry? I'm not familiar with the years and where you're at. Like when I was in 6th grade, I think that would have made me let's see, maybe 11 or 12 years old over in the US.
Gary GG2 Side says I'm 10.
Okay. Cool. So the practice you have to go to later, you said football. I imagine that's like soccer, football practice.
Gary GG2 Side says I'm going at 5:30.
Cool. Now is that like soccer, football, or is that like American football? Do you guys even have American type of football?
Gary GG2 Side says football kicking.
Okay. You guys don't have like NFL type of football across the pond there?
Gary GG2 Side says not really.
Okay.
Ethan C6R1 meter says hello.
Hi Ethan, welcome to the live stream.
Ethan C6R1 meter says where are we going?
I'm on my way to Kansas right now. I'm in Oklahoma. I came out of Texas, so I ran up Route 75. I'm on Toll Road 375 in Oklahoma. And I imagine I'll run into 35 at some point. Looks like I won't even be really on interstates until 5 miles before I make my delivery. So mostly U.S. routes
Ethan
on this trip up.
C6R1 meter says, do you have a trailer?
I do. Yep, got a 53-foot trailer behind me now. It's just a dry van trailer, not refrigerated or anything, not a flatbed. Just a box trailer, so.
Gary GG2 Side says right now in England it is 4:51. Ethan C6R1 meter says what can are you in? Ethan C6R1 meter says cab.
I got a 2025 Freightliner Cascadia. Got 150,000 miles on it. So pretty new, less than 2 years old right now. 150,000 miles is about 1 year's worth of miles, maybe a little more than 1 year's worth of miles. Well, we got someone
Harry
walking on the shoulder here.
Side says, do you use cars?
All right, get over for this guy. Oh, looks like he's got a vehicle down here. You know, he's got a weed whacker, so he's trimming some
Ethan
weeds there.
C6R1 meter says, I love cars.
Yeah, I used to have a Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, so had to get rid of that a few years ago. I just got an SUV right now, older GMC Yukon. Oh, there's another guy walking down. I only use cars when I'm home, which is almost never, so.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, my dream car is a Bumblebee Camaro.
Oh, nice.
Harry
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
Size says, cool, but do you still cars?
Yeah, when I'm home, I drive an automobile. I don't steal cars, if that's what you're asking.
Harry GG2 Size says, do you still use cars?
I use a car when I'm at home, but I'm almost never home, so I put very, very little miles on the car. I probably put less than 2,000 miles on a car every year, when the average American puts 12,000 miles on a car every year. So. All right, we're losing the right lane up here. Getting the left lane here.
Jay says, road is home.
Pretty much, yeah. I usually come out from anywhere from a month to 4 months at a time, just running cross country all over the place. So, really like what I do. It's a ton of fun. Have my shits and giggles along the way out here. Got friends literally all over the entire country. I haven't really been out west. I was running regional for a number of years, probably about 10 years. So, regional within 500 or 600 miles of Columbus, Ohio, or the eastern half of the country, and a couple of the jobs I had. The one I'm in now, I'll be running all 48 again. Hopefully get out west soon here, though I'm heading back to Indiana after I'm done with this trip. So. All right, this construction zone is about done with here.
Harry GG2 Size says Peter Callum is dead.
I saw that. Yeah, that guy was awesome. He's a great actor.
Chi Jong Jae says, do you stay in hotels mainly?
No, I stay in the truck. No, I got a sleeper truck. So, I got all kinds of amenities in here. You know, microwave, coffee pot, refrigerator. I got 2 refrigerators in here.
Meter says, do you live full-time or part-time? In your truck. Chi Jong Jae says,
Part-time.
nice. Harry GG2 Size says, bye, I leaving the chat, bye.
Bye, Perry. Thanks for joining in. Chat with you again soon. Yeah, I'm in the truck most of the time, but I do have a residence. Almost never there, but you know, I need a place to put all my shit, so I have a lot of shit, so. But for the time being, I'm just working on collecting money, so. Been driving truck almost 20 years.
I used to travel 50K a year or so.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of traveling there. So
Chijong J says in Tahoe and Yukon.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I haven't been up that way in a long time. Can't wait to make it back out there. Hopefully, I'll make it out there when there's not a blizzard going through.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, what state are you staying in tonight?
That's a good question. Probably Kansas, so I'm going to get close to my delivery.
No, I meant Chevy Tahoe and GMC Yukon.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant up in Utah and the Yukon. Yeah, I have a GMC Yukon currently, so I like big cars, big rides. On a big truck. Yeah, I want an 8-cylinder in my whatever car I'm driving.
Funny.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I hear what I want to, I think. So.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, I like muscle cars.
Ah, there goes the motorcycle. Yeah, I love muscle cars too, man.
Chijong J says, I really like the Yukon Denali.
Yeah, those are really nice. I just got the regular size Yukon. The bigger the better as far as I'm concerned. So.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, is that a bike?
Yeah, it was a motorcycle that just passed me there. I'm going 68 miles an hour. Speed limit's 80 here too, so going over the States. I know down in Interstate 10, going through Texas, 80 miles an hour along there. It might be 85 in some spots now. It's been a while since I've been there. So my truck is governed at 68 miles an hour, so unless I'm going down a really big hill, that's pretty much about as fast as I can go. Yeah, my dream car, like when I was growing up, it's like a 66 Chevelle. I love those. I was a Chevy guy most of my life up until they put out that Hellcat version of the Dodge Challenger.
Says Yukon with standard length, but with motorized steps, heated seats, etc.
Oh, nice. You definitely had the fully loaded one, that's for sure. Yeah, I wanted a Yukon XL, but
Andrew Ryan says, said hi.
Hi, Andrew. Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, I had a El Camino when I was in high school, 17 years old. Had a 350 small block in that. Unfortunately, it had an automatic transmission in it, so didn't have 4 on the floor on that, just 3 on the tree. Had 393 gears in the rear end of that, though, so I had a lot of freaking torque. I could sit there and smoke the tires until there was no rubber left. So.
C6R1 meter says, what are going in the trailer? Chijong J says, niece.
I have non-perishable food items on right now, so yeah, back in 2015, when I put out that Hellcat.
C6R1 meter says, how do you guys get around in big cities?
Just drive. If I'm off duty and I want to go check something out in my off hours, I'll probably usually just take an Uber. Uber is one of like the greatest things that ever happened as far as being a truck driver goes, I think, because it's not, I mean, you can't really get downtown areas really with a big truck and trailer. So I'd be 15 miles, 20 miles outside of the city somewhere, and taxis were always horrible. You call a taxi, they almost never show up. Too many risks getting stuck somewhere 20 miles away from where my truck's at. So, if it wasn't within a mile of where I was at, I would never get to go check anything out. But now I can take an Uber into any downtown area, and I do that a lot.
C6R1 meter says, do you still need a CDL for part-time?
Oh, yeah.
Chijong J says,
sure
I had a 69 Mustang, a 79 Camaro. The Camaro I had put a souped-up 350 in. It was a beast.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at some of those late 70s, early 80s Camaros now. I might try to pick one of those up maybe next year. Not a big fan of the Mustang, so I've just never been a Ford car guy. So, but still a super cool car though. I saw one. I forget where I was at. It needed redone. It was I think it was yesterday. Coming across Route 82 in Texas. I was one for sale.
Do you guy truckers ever go to Mexico?
No. The U.S. drivers stay in the U.S. The Mexican drivers come up across the border and bring up the trailers with the Mexican goods on it, and then like Laredo, El Paso are a couple big relay points there. So I used to run down to Laredo and pick up those trailers all the time. So, and then the Mexican drivers are allowed to go either pick up a load and go back to Mexico, or they just drop it here and go back right across the border there. So Canadian drivers are allowed to do the same. A lot of U.S. drivers do go to Canada. So if I said they only stay in the U.S., I was incorrect on that. But U.S. drivers really do not go to Mexico. Not that I've ever heard of. I won't go to Canada. I stay in the U.S. The hours of service, rules and regulations are different in Canada than they are in the U.S. So I have to have like 48 hours off or a certain amount of time off every so many days to be legal in Canada, and I take almost no days off out here, so that's just not going to work for me. So I just don't mess with it. There's enough rules and regulations for me to follow here. I don't need to go into another country or territory and start breaking the rules and getting jammed up. So but yeah, I had no Camino, man. It was
C6R1 meter says, can you go if you have a passport?
I can visit Mexico if I have a passport for sure. But if I'm out working, I don't ever really do that. It's just too much for risk. But yeah, the El Camino was fun, man. I had that. Got rid of it when I was like 19. That's fun while I had it though. Then I got that, they put that Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat out back in 2015, and I was looking at the speed and horsepower ratings on this car, and I was like, oh, crap.
Meter says, what engine is in your cab?
I have a Detroit in my truck, so. Alright, what are we doing here? So I think I don't have a pike pass. Alright, so we're going to have to pike pay this apparently. I don't think I'm supposed to get off and pay cash there. I'm not giving my own money for these tolls anyway, so forget it. You can forget that. Alright. Yeah, so a lot of these states, I have Easy Pass and Free Pass and all that stuff in here, but a lot of states have their own tolling, electronic tolling devices, so 80 mile an hour speed limit, 60 mile an hour minimum.
R1 meter says, how long have you been a trucker?
Oh, I've been driving a truck for almost 20 years now, so yeah, I absolutely love what I do. We'll go back to the, if you drive part-time, you still need a CDL. It just depends on your gross vehicle weight, whether or not it has air brakes or not. There's a Class A CDL, Class B CDL. If you want to drive a bus, there's a passenger CDL. So there's different variants of it. But yeah, the requirements for Class A and to be able to get hired onto a company, I mean, you need a DOT physical medical card. Like your blood pressure has to be under certain amounts. I mean, everything is highly scrutinized.
C6R1 meter says, why is America struck about weight?
Yeah, I don't know.
C6R1 meter says strict.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably money, I'm sure. I'm sure some roads and the formulas for asphalt and cement are different in different parts of the country and bridges and stuff. So A lot of bridges in the U.S. are in just a deteriorated shape right now. They need replaced, redone. So heavy weights definitely affects the longevity of those bridges and whether or not they'll collapse while cars are driving over them, trucks are driving over them. So but getting a CDO is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Says, do you ever go to North Dakota?
I have not been there in a lot of years. I was, like I said, regional in the eastern half of the country, but I should be going there at some point. I am all 48 states. Just started the job I'm in now a couple weeks ago, and I mainly took it because it was over the road, all 48 states, so I could get back to some of those areas I haven't been in forever. I've had a lot of fun in North Dakota, man.
1 meter says I live in THTAT state.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember being in Fargo back in, it was like February of 2009.
Ethan C6R1 meter says that.
Yeah, I was in Fargo back in like February of 2009, and I swear it was like 80 or 90 degrees out, and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. So I remember I went to the movie, I had to take a day off there. I went to the movies, went and saw the movie Kick Ass, went to some bar afterwards, had some dinner and drinks, and I had a blackjack table, like in the bar.
R1 meter says Fargo's the biggest city in North Dakota.
Yeah. So another time I was there, I was in Williston. Now that was an experience. Like that was back in, that was probably back in either 2011 or 2012 maybe. And that was, I don't know if the fracking is still as big up there as what it used to be, but they had all these like shanty towns set up. Like an extended stay hotel was like $1,300 for a week there.
R1 meter says North Dakota has a lot of country trucks and farming.
Yeah, they were doing the fracking and the oil fields out there, and I remember going to some bar that was right across the street from a truck stop, drinking wild turkey, playing blackjack there. It was a fun time. Almost got in a fight with a couple guys there. Yeah, it was interesting. Got to bed really late and had to be up super early in the morning. I had a multi-stock trailer too. I had to deliver in Williston at the Sears store there, the little Sears Home Center store.
Ethan C6R1 meter says I live in Denison, North Dakota.
I'm not sure what major city is that by, or what routes it off of, interstate or whatever. So the funny thing is, the next morning, I had to wake up and go to this delivery 2 miles down the road. I was totally hungover, didn't get enough sleep. So I'm backing into the Sears home store. And I didn't know it, but some boxes fell out and I ran them over. One of them was like a grill. So I ran a grill over, backing into the dock to deliver. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a long day. Then it took 7 hours to unload me, and I went back to sleep for the whole time, and it saved my ass. So then I had to go to Minot right after that. So I think that was one of the last times I was up in North Dakota. So that was probably 13, 14 years ago, maybe 15. Hopefully I'll make it back up there, though. I love running up in them parts. So
Ethan C6R1 meter says I want to live in Florida.
Yeah, I don't. Florida's overrated. I get it. I sunny beaches, warm weather for sure. So the sign back there just said end of turnpike in 5 miles. So it's been a long time if I've even ever run this route before. So I'm wondering if it's going to turn into a bunch of little towns and stuff up here. I don't even know how the Kansas state line even. So I got a long way to go though still. 250 miles away from my delivery.
Our 1 meter says North Dakota has the worst winters up by Canada.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been across North Dakota when it's been like actual temperature minus 40 degrees. So yeah, it is no joke. And you're talking 60 or 70 below with the wind chill. So literally have to keep my truck running 100% of the time. It will literally freeze my fuel lines up, everything. I had that happen to me once, and it is no fun. So curious to see what that route's going to be like. I imagine there's going to be a good section I run where it's going to be, run 10 miles and then come up on a small town with lower speed limits, traffic lights.
1 meter says I want to get a Jeep as well.
Yeah, I've never owned a Jeep before. I always thought it would be cool to have one. I've only even ridden in one a couple times. It's a pretty rough ride though. Never been off-roading in one or as a passenger in one.
Our 1 meter says Overland.
Alright, so there's Interstate 40 here. We would take that if we're going to Oklahoma City, which we're not. So I almost went to Oklahoma City. They sent me a load going there yesterday to do a round trip to Mount Vernon, Texas and back, but they ended up pulling it off me 7 minutes after they sent it to me, which is good. I really didn't. It was only like 265 miles or something to the delivery and then back to Texas. I want to get 1,200, 1,500 mile trips here.
What state do you live in?
I live in Ohio. Oh, got a cop over here. Maybe that's a construction vehicle. Speed limit dropping. Looks like that's got a lawnmower on his trailer there. Alright, I don't even know. Oh, it's Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, so well, I'm gonna go down to 45 miles an hour here. Yeah, well, here's these little towns I was kind of talking about here.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, what state do you travel the most?
Well, it seems like I'm in Indiana a lot, but that was more the regional gigs I was doing. So I just started the job I'm in now a couple weeks ago, so it's going to be hard to say, really. Hopefully, it's pretty evenly spaced amongst all of them, but probably the ones that border Ohio will probably be the ones I'm in the most. So.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, do you ever go to Denver, Colorado?
I've been there a number of times, so have an interesting story from there as well. Yeah, I think it was actually in March of 2009. I had to go do a pickup somewhere. It was coming up through. I think I delivered in Pueblo, and had to go like 200 some miles away to pick up a load. And there was a blizzard coming in, and the pickup was probably 100 and some miles away from Denver, but I had to go through Denver to get there, or past Denver. And I did not make it past Denver before that blizzard hit. I was 2.5 miles away from the exit for the TA truck stop. I know there's a couple up there. I think it was on 25. And I literally watched the blizzard come over the mountain. I did have a picture of it at some point.
Our 1 meter says, is Denver safe?
I don't know what you mean by safe. I would say so. I mean, every town has its bad areas or unsafe areas or whatever, but I never felt unsafe there or going through there. Yeah, so I have this blizzard coming over the mountain. I had some pictures of it back then. This was, March of 2009, and wow, it was just crazy watching this blizzard come over the mountain. People abandon their vehicles like in intersections with traffic lights. They got stuck. I mean, it just came down so hard, so fast. It was nuts, and basically came to a standstill a couple miles from the exit for the truck stop I was gonna get into. I mean, it literally took 2.5 hours.
Open road to the metal to the metal.
Yeah.
Gary GG2 side says yes, move back again. Ethan C6R1 meter says, what's your favorite state?
Well, I'd probably say my favorite state is Ohio, just because I live there, and it's a great state. Welcome back, Perry. Did they cancel your practice or what? Yep, let's try to put the pedal to the metal here. Got a 65 mile an hour speed limit right now. I don't know if it's going to go higher than that or not. Well, on Route 62 west, I do believe right now for 10 miles.
C6R1 meter says, is Boise in Ohio or Idaho?
Boise is in Idaho.
Perry GG2 side says, no, it's starting soon, but I will go in a minute.
Gotcha. Yes, I've been through Boise, Idaho a few times. Boise, Idaho is the only place I've ever gotten pulled over for speeding at in my entire truck driving career. I was going 6 miles over, 61 and a 55.
Ethan,
it was like 3 a.m. in the morning.
1 meter says, is it nice?
From what I can remember, yeah. Yeah, Idaho's pretty cool state. I did not get a speeding ticket. I kind of got the impression they were training a new sheriff's deputy, and they were just using me for practice. But only time I've ever been pulled over for speed. So now I've had several overweight tickets over the years. I've had some stop sign tickets.
Side says, I'm going at 10 minutes.
Good deal, Perry. Will you make sure you have a good practice? Practice hard, man.
I don't like police. I like street racers law. Ethan C6R1 meter says, I've been pulled over before.
Yeah, I've had, before I had my truck driving license, what's going on here? Hopefully that's construction and not some kind of makeshift way station or something there. Yeah, before I had my CDL, I was a speed demon. I've had over 20-some speeding tickets in a car in my lifetime.
Gary GG2 side says, Ethan Peter Cullen, I'm dead. Wayne D1B6L says, set hi.
Hi, Wayne. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, seen Peter Callum passed away.
Ethan C6R1 meter says it was a warning.
Yeah, I think I've only ever gotten a warning one time. No, twice. 2 warnings and probably, I want to say maybe 23 speeding tickets in my car. The last speeding ticket I had in 2005.
Meter says, what state are you an agent?
I'm in Oklahoma. I had to think about that for a second. Oklahoma right now. I'm on my way to Kansas. Came out of Texas this morning, got loaded up in Oklahoma. I'm on my way to Kansas. Yes, I haven't had a speeding ticket since 2005. I did have a Hellcat for a number of years, and they couldn't pull me over if they wanted to. So, 200 mile an hour car. So if I would be effing down and there was a cop going the other way.
Our 1 meter says, do you truckers ever get tired of driving all the time?
Yeah, sometimes. It's a lot different driving a big truck than it is driving a car. I remember driving to Florida when I was 18 years old to go check out a film school. And drove down there, spent 3 days there, turned around and drove back. It was like, I don't know, 1,600 miles one way and 1,600 miles back. And by the time I got back, I said, I will never, ever drive that far ever again my entire life. It was miserable driving there back in a car.
GG25 says, what was your childhood?
Now I drive like 3,000 miles every single week, every week. So, but it's a lot of driving a big truck than driving a car. I'm getting paid, you know, I'm getting paid. Out there, that's probably why your screen was black. Going to be available. We're going to start glitching and cutting out. I am going to wrap this live stream up the next opportunity I get to pull off. I do want to get this saved over so I can make this public once it finishes processing and everything. So I will be back on probably 11 to 12 a.m. Central Time tomorrow.
Ethan our 1 meter says there is better.
Yeah, it's probably not going to stay good for long. So if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is very hard to predict usually when I can come on these live streams. I do several of them a week, sometimes a lot, sometimes more than one in a day. So if you hit the subscribe button, it might give you an alert or show you when I'm live. Like I said, I am going to wrap this up probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes here if I get the opportunity. I do have to pull off and come to a complete stop in order to do that. I want to thank everyone for joining in and all your chats and comments and everything today. It's been super cool hanging out with y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. So 11 to 12 seems like a good time tomorrow. It could be earlier than that, could be later than that. A lot of variables involved, so. I was forecasting and predicting. Hang on, I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. I was predicting I'd be on at 11 a.m. This morning. I think I ended up coming on at 9:30. Yeah, when I could come on, and I do come on, and it's just hard to pin down a schedule for it. Everything I do is irregular routes. Usually never know where I'm going a day outside of whatever day it is, so it's a little rough to pin down a schedule and give a lot of heads up when I'm coming on here. So, all right, got a lower speed limit here. Oh, man. Hopefully my allergies don't go off the deep end here. So probably going through another town here, not even sure what town I'm even in. Well, I got a Walmart, it looks like, up there. You can kind of see some Okmulgee.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, what's for lunch?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably some pizza rolls, I think. So I do have 2 refrigerators with me. I carry lots of food and I like to eat, but I try to carry some healthier stuff, fruits, vegetables, and eat a lot of chicken and salmon. So I'm probably just going to grab some quick pizza rolls today. I'll probably do that when I pull off to wrap this live stream up. So got a town to go through here, some traffic lights and everything. Yep, I don't have a lot of time left on my weekly work clock right now.
Says, have you been to the largest truck stop in the world?
Oh yeah, I've been there. Good old Walcott, Iowa there. Iowa 80. I have not been there many times though. It's not It's not that appealing to me. You know, they said they have, I don't know, 1,500 or more truck parking spots and this and that. Well, you know, try getting out of that place in the morning when you got 1,500 trucks trying to exit the place and get on the road. So I try to avoid it unless there's a reason I need to stop in there. So, but I have been there. I think I've eaten there one time, maybe stopped there 2 or 3 times in my entire 20-year driving career. So everything I do is focused on time, maximizing my earnings potential,
Ethan
saving my hours of service.
Says, do you need to go to college for a trucker?
No, they do have truck driving school. I don't think it's like required that you go to trucking school, but most companies will require that you go to trucking school before they would consider hiring you. But I did go to truck driving school. It's only like a 5-week course. They're about to change that though, so if you're thinking about getting a license, I would probably do it sooner than later. There's a lot of fake truck driving schools out there, a lot of fake CDLs, immigrants that can't read, write, speak, illegal immigrants that can't read, write, or speak English with fake CDLs with no training and no schooling. It's really, really dangerous out here right now. They are, fortunately, not a lot.
Says, is this your personal truck or a company?
This is a company truck right now. All right, so I want to make sure this bridge was not too short here. 15.6, I am 13 feet 6, so I am good to go. Railroad bridges are the bridges that are usually short if you do come across a low bridge. You see a lot of 9 feet 6 inches, 10 feet 8 inches, and 11-foot bridges. Cannot fit under those. All right, this going through this town is draining my very little amount of hours I have left to work quickly. So
Ethan C6R1 meter says, what cities is this?
Okmulgee, I think it's how you pronounce it. Okmulgee. Okmulgee, Oklahoma. I don't know that I've ever been through here. I don't know that I've ever been on this route. If I have, I certainly don't remember it. And I do remember a lot of places I've been, even when I haven't been there in years and years. So, ay, ay, ay. Not another red light. No.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, I love big cities.
I like big cities. I like small cities. I like checking out new places, you know, places I've never been before. So whether it's small, medium, large, doesn't matter. It's always something interesting to do, interesting stuff to find out and explore. All right, there's no cars turning left ahead of me, so maybe we can get the green. There we go. Just hoping we didn't have to wait for a left turn arrow there.
Ethan C6R1 meter says, do you have a radio to talk to every truck driver?
Well, I have a radio, but I don't talk to every truck driver. Not by any means. A lot of guys don't even run radios anymore, so a lot of times it's just people fighting and cussing each other out on there. So I like to run it. A lot of times I keep the volume turned down on it or very low. The only times I really turn it up and utilize it are bad weather, like bad traffic. If there's a backup on the highway, I'll get on there and find out some information. But as far as chit-chatting with drivers, not so much. Nobody really likes anyone up here. Truck drivers really don't like other truck drivers for the most part. So we pretend we do sometimes.
looking W&I you got there.
And then there's a friendly driver there complimenting another guy on his nice truck. So it's completely contradicted everything I just said.
Ethan
Oh, there's a truck stop
1
there.
meter says, yo, I go to go see ya later.
See, Ethan, thanks for joining in, buddy. Hopefully we'll chat with you again sometime. Yeah, I should have pulled off at that truck stop there to wrap this live stream up. I do got to wrap this up before my battery dies. Been on here for an extended period so far today. Hey, there's a casino there. Uh-oh. What's that about? Probably a small one. Yeah, whoa, wait, maybe it's not small. Oh, it's pretty big there. That's interesting. All right, speed limit's starting to finally go up a little bit here. And then another traffic light. All right, come on, car. A lot of miles to put down before we come through another city here. Pretty much on U.S. routes for the majority of this trip up to Kansas here. Kind of in a low hour city. I'm working a recap. I'm on like day 18 in a row right now. I'm looking to keep that going as long as I possibly can. And 45 days in a row is the largest amount so far this year. Did run out of hours, ended at 34 and went back out for another 35 days in a row. All with no home time, so that was all one extended trip out. So about 3 months that time. All right, 65 speed limit. I do have to wrap this live stream up probably the next 10 or 15 minutes, maybe even a little shorter than that. Just to give you a heads up. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Do come on here several times during the week, every week. Do post a lot of other short videos and long videos and all that good stuff. Up at least somewhat. Not sure how bad it is, but was a little worried about that. Still a little worried about that. So, but my battery is getting pretty low on my streaming phone. I can't have it on the charger while I have the microphone plugged in. So, all right, this guy's gonna pull out here. Get left. A little mail truck or something there. So he'll probably stop shortly. Not sure around ever, so it seems like I probably should have been, but I certainly do not remember it if I have been. Now we got some cattle off to the right there. All right, Mr. Impatient there. All right, construction. Losing the left lane here. And the speed limit's going to 45. Wah, wah, wah. Well, they're definitely doing some construction here. Looks like they're probably going to put a new exit in. All right, looks like we should be out of this construction here very, very shortly, a quarter mile or so. So it looks like about 20 miles will pick up another turnpike here. So West Creek Turnpike, 364, I guess. Good old Muskogee. Bought my owner-operator truck off a buddy of mine that worked for a company in Muskogee. Went and picked my truck up in Muskogee, actually, when I bought it. So got some good memories from there. Unfortunately, he passed away back in 2015, so just a few years after I bought my truck. So still sad about that. So truck drivers have a lot lower lifespan than general unhealthy eating, lack of exercise, all that stuff. So Duck Creek Casino. I wonder if they got some poker there. All right, looks like some better highway ahead of us here than that bumpy road I was just on. I'm going to be wrapping this live stream up here pretty shortly. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Should be back on here 11 or 12 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Another construction zone. Yeehaw. Right lane closed ahead. Get over. Well, still got cars in the right lane that can't quite figure out the right lane's ending yet, I guess. So there they go. Well, this guy's going a little slow, 43 miles an hour. Well, it's not even him, it's a motorcycle, I guess. Huh. Well, I'll pass this guy while I'm at it. Well, there's that Duck Creek Casino. I'll have to look them up later, see if they got some poker there. A lot of times it's just machines, maybe a couple table games, but not a poker game. But you never know. Don't think I can get a big truck in there ever anyway, so probably doesn't matter. I do like poker, so I've not played in a couple months. Well, that could be interesting. Got a guy behind me going about 65 miles an hour. Hopefully this guy does not get over. Jesus. Not an easy turn to make though. Left-hand turn there. It's a big old trailer. Slowly get up to speed. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Well, about 11 miles till we switch highways again, so don't think I've ever been up this route before. Maybe not even on the one I'm getting onto next either, so. Tulsa County, so getting pretty close to Tulsa, Oklahoma right now. Oh, we will be going through Broken Arrow. I've been to Broken Arrow before, so just looking at my navigation there. Kind of going around Tulsa. We'll be Tulsa Metro here pretty soon. Fortunately, I'll be ending the live stream here momentarily. Probably when I get on this turnpike in about 10 miles here, where I will attempt to wrap it up. I'm looking to wrap this up for a little while now. And do have to get pulled off and stopped to be able to do that. So, opportunity to do that. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be back on here maybe around 11 to 12 a.m.-ish tomorrow. Could be sooner or later than that, depending on a number of unforeseen variables at this point. So. Oklahoma. So coming up on about noon Central Time, noon local time here. Woohoo! I thought he was going to go. I got a semi truck coming around me on the left. That would have been a disaster. Alright, got a 55 mile an hour speed limit coming up here. All right, getting pretty close to Tulsa Metro. Right now, we're going to end up going around it for the most part.
Awesome underscore the underscore cat says, good morning all.
Good morning, and welcome to the live stream. Guys, I should be back on here again 11 to 12 a.m. Central Time tomorrow-ish. 11 to 12 a.m.-ish Central Time tomorrow, so... All right, gonna switch highways here in about a mile and a half. All right, got a 65 mile an hour speed limit. Well, until we hit this construction that's up ahead anyways. Oh, 7 miles away from I-44. I've driven a lot on Interstate 44 over the years. Come on, car. I need back over. Don't make me regret this. Jeez. Come on, dude. Well, I was going to try to wrap it up here, but I don't think the shoulder is going to be all that good to pull off on. Keep it going a few minutes longer. So going around Tulsa right now. Started this live stream back in Denison, Texas a few hours ago. Currently on my way to Kansas for a delivery in the morning tomorrow. I'll head 30 miles down the road from where I delivered, pick up my next one, and head to Indiana with it. Well, we got some low water levels, whatever this body of water is here. You see the bottom of it in the middle there. Well, I'm going to hang out here in the middle lane for a couple miles. Going to be picking up 64 west in 3 miles. So. Well, my microphone might have died. But we're going to lose that left lane. I might as well get right. I'm not sure if we're going to need that left lane or not. But we will find out eventually. .64 west, because we're going to go 169 north. East 364. I know I've definitely been on it because I've been in picking up delivery or picking up loads or delivering loads to Broken Arrow before. So. Currently in the Tulsa, Oklahoma metro. Flex right here. Currently heading Route 169 northbound on my way to Kansas. All right, must be a lot of people exiting here. That right lane's looking a little dicey right now. Always expect somebody will jump out in the lane in front of me here and cause havoc. Definitely on guard for that. Feel pretty good about coming through here around noon instead of 4 or 5 p.m. though. So pretty fortunate for that. It's probably going to be messy at those hours. Interstate 44. I actually used to work for a company out of Joplin back in 2009. Unfortunately, they went out of business at the end of 2009. It's a great company, too. Super good people there. Still friends with a couple people, though a couple of them have passed away. My driver buddy, Russell Williams was one of them, so. Alright, let's get right now. Traffic's a little quieter. I have to get back left because I need to stay on that Route 169. Dang it. Wah, wah, wah. Lots of good memories from the Joplin area for sure. They had a big tornado roll through there in 2011, so I had slipped and fell and fractured a vertebrae in February of 2011. And I think it was the end of May or early June when the tornado of 2011 went through in Joplin there. I got released for duty shortly after that tornado went through, and they flew me to California to get a truck, and then I ended up taking a load of water right into Joplin, my first load back. So, it was an absolute mess
Bobby
when I got there.
2041 says Grip. Bobby T. Ogresso 2041 says 5 cities, 4 days.
Cool.
Bobby T. Ogresso 2041 says pose.
Oh, right, should be just north of Tulsa now. Coming out of the Tulsa metro area.
Bobby T. Ogresso 2041 says yo, Leon, he wakes up.
Well, steer clear of the oncoming merging traffic here. That's one of those new electric Hummers in front of me right now, I do believe. 1,000 horsepower, I think, on one of those. It's an EV now, too. It's not even an internal combustion engine any longer. All right, people, why are we going this slow? Gonna lose that far left lane in about 2 miles here. Hopefully these people will speed up or get off the highway. The sound you're hearing is my distance warning. Traffic in front of me is too close. I don't know why the truck, 2 vehicles up, keeps decreasing speed. It's gonna be helpful if he got the heck out of the way. Let's just go right now. Nice signal, buddy. All right, there goes that far left lane. I watched that show Tulsa King, so pretty sure they shoot that in Atlanta, though. I don't even think they filmed that in Tulsa, so. But just outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma right now. Currently on my way to Kansas for a delivery tomorrow. I'll pick up a load about 30 miles from there and head over to Indiana. I'll get there sometime Saturday. Well, I think these people are going to get off the highway here, decreasing speed. Well, one of them, all right, both of them. Apparently they don't like to use turn signals very much here in Oklahoma, or at least not Tulsa anyways. Fresh out of blinker fluid or something. I thought we were losing that far left lane. Well, maybe we're going to lose the far right lane, apparently. As soon as we get outside of this metro area, I'm going to wrap the live stream up for today. Been a pretty long one, a lot longer than I was intending to run one today. I like to come on here as much as I can. We'll be back on 11 to 12 a.m.-ish Central Time tomorrow for at least a couple hours, hopefully. All depending on whether or not my signal holds up. Held up pretty good today when I didn't think it would, so it was a rough start, but ended up being pretty cool. Lots of great comments, lots of great chats today. It's been pretty awesome. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do post a lot of other short and long videos as interesting stuff happens out here. Sitting on a lot of videos right now. I haven't had a chance to edit yet. I'm hoping to at least get a couple of those finished up and posted later this afternoon. Well, that's a chunk of something in the road there. It was not a tire. It was not a dead animal. That's a pretty neat building off to the right there, Tulsa Tech. Looks like they might have a truck driving school there. All right, hopefully that's pretty much the end of the metro area here. See, one of the two used their signal there, one of them did not, so must be a shortage of blinker fluid in this part of the country. There's this guy going 61 miles an hour. He was doing 72 about 7 miles ago. $70-mile-an-hour speed limit now. I could go 68, so I think that car is getting off. Hey, at least he used his blinker there. Oh, but at the very end of the opportunity to do so. Rest area or something here. They count very highly. I'll find one. Go for some lunch about right now. I'm starving. We'll go up another exit or two. If I don't find one, I will just have to hit the shoulder of an exit. Move out of this guy's way. Well, speed limit dropping to 65 coming up here. I will get back in the right lane as soon as the person I moved over for makes up his mind what he's going to do. Probably just going to hang out next to me for the next 20 minutes now. Oh, there we go. Now I can get over. Do not think I'm going to be successful in finding a rest area. So probably going to hit the next exit to 2, wrap this live stream up for today. I will be back on 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.-ish tomorrow with another live stream. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. You'll be able to see when I go live. Hard to give a lot of heads up and notice when I do those. I do come on several times a week, sometimes a couple times a day. Do post a lot of other short and long videos, so hit the subscribe button and check those all out.
Spots 99 says don't be dangerous, John.
Always dangerous, bro. Well, I wonder what that is. Got to be a power plant of some sort, I imagine. Public Service of Oklahoma.
Spots 99 says drive safe and remember to always have fun.
Absolutely, bro. Thanks, man. Fun and adventure is what it's all about. 100%. Got to find a spot to wrap this live stream up at real soon. About to lose my battery. I'm not sure how much I have left. It can't be very much at this point, maybe single digits. I want to get this stream saved over before is lost to the cosmos. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will be back on 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.-ish start time tomorrow. That's what I'm looking to do anyways. We'll see how close to that time I can actually make it. Very hard to pinpoint and narrow down to give much notice when I come on here and do this. Oh, there's a truck stop there I could have pulled off at. Why is everything got to be on the left-hand side? I need one on the right. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Well, that's a little lower speed limit there. Currently heading north on US Route 1 for delivery tomorrow morning. I'm only less than 170 miles away right now. Well, it hasn't really been any exits to bounce off. Intersections and crossroads and everything here. Well, looks like we've got some construction coming up here. Oh. Wow, I wonder what all those trucks are. Mobile asphalt, huh? Well, that's pretty interesting. So they're just going to make asphalt up right on the side of the highway, apparently, instead of bringing dump trucks with the asphalt in it. That's pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Speed limit dropping here. Well, I thought maybe that might have been a truck stop, but it is definitely not. Losing the right lane here. Right, got we might be 2-lane, single lane each direction here for the duration. I could have pulled off here, but I didn't want to do it with that. I'm not sure if that was a cop or a construction vehicle. Looks like construction. Yep, definitely construction vehicle there. Well, my phone is going to die really soon. I don't know if I'm going to get to pull off and wrap this up before my phone dies. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll be back on midday tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.-ish or so, just in case the battery goes. Do appreciate everyone's chats and comments. You guys are awesome. So much fun today. Hopefully, we'll do it again tomorrow for a couple hours. So,